enjoy serving as a reading buddy because it just gives me a thrill to know I can make a difference in a child, to see them progress in their reading, and it's just a lot of fun.
They go through the training that I provide and our church provides, and then we assign them an individual child, and they begin meeting with the child, each individual child, 30 minutes a week to help them with their reading.
I have a personal interest in it because I think the main reason is that my parents came from Lebanon when I was a baby and settled in Fort Worth, Texas, and I did not learn English right away. So when I started to first grade in Fort Worth, I could not speak English. So I've just really always been interested in helping young people to learn to read and comprehend their reading because it helps them so well in school.
The teachers love the program because it provides one-on-one reading time with a student that they've identified as a struggling reader, and that is very rare in a classroom setting.
Let me tell you about reading buddies that I was invited to participate in last year. She needed help. She was a little Hispanic girl and they spoke Spanish at home. She had not much opportunity to dialogue in English, but it was so much fun to see that little girl progress.
And one little girl I've known since she was in pre-K, and she is a spastic paraplegic. She's very hard to understand. She is in a wheelchair. Her mom has the same condition, and so she's often not clean. And so when I saw that she was identified as a struggling reader needing a book buddy, I really didn't know who I can match her up with that would enjoy her and who would be the best fit for her. I really didn't know what to do. So I put her with a person, but what I didn't realize was that God had already picked out Rhonda Smith for her. And it brightened my day every week when Elizabeth would roll down the hall and see Rhonda at the library. Her eyes would light up and she would start giggling, and Rhonda would literally hold her arms out and say, "Elizabeth!" And she was always so happy to see Elizabeth. And she's hard to understand, but Rhonda would always understand what Elizabeth was saying and help her reading and encourage her and pat her up on the back when she did it right, and she would hug her before she left, and she would tell her she loved her, and Elizabeth knew that Rhonda loved her, and it was a blessing to me every week when Rhonda came to read with Elizabeth.
Over the years, my back has decided to just totally start to disintegrate, and it is now practically impossible for me to walk without excruciating pain. And if I were to stay at home in bed, no one would see me, no one would hear me, and I would not be doing anything for the Jesus that I love. I love going and seeing my little reading buddy come into the room with the biggest smile on their face. Last year I started with one, and then I asked for a second one. It just so happened that the boy that I had in second grade had a sister in the first grade. And I said, "Can I work with his sister?" And they talked to the sister's teacher, and teacher said, "Oh, she needs help." And so I got to work with the sister too. In the process of working with them on reading buddies, I could share my love with them and just let them know that somebody loved them. They come from a broken home. There's no mama in the home. And I thought, well, maybe they need a grandma. I love reading buddies.
We all know the needs of many of our children in education in the schools today. We also know from the end of the school reading assessment that we have helped, the scores indicate we have helped that child improve their reading scores.
I just think it's real important for them to know how to read, and so I signed up for this. It's been 2 years now that I've done this, and I just feel like I can make a difference.
I think this is a good opportunity, too, for church members to have an input to help with the community. And this is helping kids to get a basic foundation in their education so that they can go on and understand what they're reading. And so it's a way that we can give back to the community. And it's not anything but fun to do.